These first 3 episodes of Andor Season 2 waste no time reminding us this isn't just Star Wars, it's Star Wars at its boldest. From Cassian crashing a TIE Avenger prototype in a daring escape on Sinar, to the chilling return of director Krennic and the Empire's next move on Gorman. This arc hits hard and pulls no punches. We're talking betrayal, blackmail, and even a twisted new Imperial couple in Cyril and Dedra, and that's just scratching the surface.
Such a pleasure to finally meet you.
But here's the thing, Andor isn't just giving us more of the same. It's doubling down on everything that made Season 1 great, and now taking it into even darker territory. We're seeing the rebellion fracture, friendships tested, and people pushed so far they break. And with Tay turning on Mon, Bix confronting a horrifying assault, and Brasso gone, the stakes are more personal and more painful than ever before. Before we jump in, don't forget to leave a thumbs up on today's video and subscribe to the channel if you want to catch more Andor Season 2 coverage. Now with all that out of the way, let's break down the biggest moments and why this opening arc is already setting up Andor Season 2 to be the most brutal addition to Star Wars yet. Alright, so Season 2 kicks off with Cassian deep undercover on an Imperial planet, Sinar, now a test site for experimental TIE Avenger prototypes. And right from the jump, it's clear he's not the same man we left at the end of Season 1. He's sharper, he's more seasoned, and he's been in the fight a year now running missions with Luthen. And you can feel the weight of that in how he moves and how he reacts. So yeah, his job, still the prototype. Problem is, he's never flown anything like it before. What follows is a chaotic escape that's part trial by fire and part near-death comedy. Cassian flies backward, crashes into a hangar and nearly blows the whole mission before finally blasting his way out. It's fast, it's messy, and it sets the tone. Cassian's becoming the rebel we'll one day see on Scarif, but he's got a lot to learn. Meanwhile, over on Mina Rao, Bix, Brasso, Will and B2 are lying low, but even in hiding, the scars of Season 1 linger, especially for Bix. She wakes up from a nightmare about Dr. Gorst's torture. And though she's physically healing, her mind's still trapped in that chair. It's a reminder that the Empire's reach isn't just physical, it's psychological, and that trauma doesn't go away just because you're out of danger. Now, Cassian hasn't forgotten about him either. We find out he was there recently, just before he headed on his mission to Sinar, and he plans to return once the mission's done. Mina Rao's become a kind of second home for them, but as always, the galaxy has other plans. Back on Coruscant, Mon Mothma's walking a political and emotional tightrope. It's the day of her daughter Leda's wedding to Davos Skolden's son, a deal she made last season in exchange for the funds to quietly funnel into the rebellion. On the surface, she's composed, greeting guests, doing the whole political performance, but beneath it, you can see it tearing her apart. This isn't just a tradition she doesn't agree with, this is her daughter, and to Mon, it feels like she's sold her to the cause. Tensions rise further when Tay Colmer shows up looking broken. His marriage is falling apart, his business is tanking, supposedly because of rebel activity, and now he wants to talk about the Foundation. The very one Mon's been using as a front for rebel finances. Whether he knows the truth or just suspects it, he's starting to lean into blackmail, and that puts everyone in danger. Luthen's also there too. He gets an invitation to the wedding, not through Mon, but from Davo himself. Why? Well, because Luthen's playing the antiques dealer here, and he happened to have a rare Chandrillan statue Davo wanted as a wedding gift. Just like that, he's in the room, keeping an eye on proceedings, and also letting Mon know that he's really everywhere. Then there's Yavin, although we don't know that just yet. Cassian arrives expecting to meet up with another rebel, only to find the man's been killed by the local cell already operating there.
All part of the same rebellion!
Your friend was hostile.
He was on a mission.
Turns out these aren't your tight-knit rebels, they're fractured, paranoid, and they don't trust Cassian's story. They think he's a test pilot. It all devolves into chaos, the closest thing to a leader's killed, a massive Yavinian doodah runs rampant, and in the end Cassian just barely escapes, flying off in the prototype TIE, alone and eventually drifting. And yeah, in the background of all this, the Empire's next big move is taking shape. Director Krennic's back, hosting a closed-door meeting so secret that even a whisper out of place could get you sent straight to Palpatine. It's here that Dedra's tapped for a new assignment, Gorman. Now on the surface, it looks like a demotion, but it's actually a massive step up. Now she's reporting directly to Krennic himself, who in turn reports to the Emperor. It's a career leap. and will be a moral descent, because Gorman isn't just another mission. It's a resource grab because the Empire wants the valuable stone buried deep beneath the planet's surface. But instead of just storming in, they're planning a propaganda campaign to justify it. Dedra, as sharp as ever, suggests they need rebels to rise up, so they have an excuse to strike them down.
You need Gorman rebels you can depend on to do the wrong thing.
So yeah, while the major players are setting the board, the cracks are already starting to show. Let's start with Mon Mothma here. She's trying to hold it together, but you can see her slipping. Pei's sudden desperation isn't just a nuisance, it's a ticking time bomb. This is someone who's been in her inner circle, someone she's trusted, but now his world's falling apart, his marriage is over, his business is crumbling. And although he doesn't say it outright, it's clear he suspects this charitable foundation isn't everything it seems. He wants something in return. He doesn't care how risky that makes things. It's not personal. At the end of the day, it's just survival. And that's what makes it so dangerous. And then there's Luthen. His fingerprints at this point are literally everywhere. That statue Davo gifted the couple. It's no coincidence. Luthen wanted it there. Luthen wanted the invite. He's watching everything from the guests to the guards and making sure the rebellion stays 5 steps ahead. But even he can't stop what's coming with Tay. And just as things couldn't get more uncomfortable, we get Cyril and Dedra. Yeah, that's a thing now, not a professional alliance, not undercover infiltration, a full-on relationship. We've gone from interrogation room tension to dinner with Cyril's mum.
You want Cyril in your life, you will think before you speak.
It's awkward, and to be honest, it's deeply upsetting at the same time, and yet it fits. Two of the most ruthless, emotionally repressed characters in all of Star Wars form this twisted little connection, and yet somehow it works. Meanwhile, Cassian's drifting, literally, after just about escaping Yavin by the skin of his teeth. So yeah, he's just out there floating in space, no idea how to fly this thing, and he eventually contacts Clea, asking about Bix and Brasso and the rest. But there's a signal blockade on Mina Route, there's no way to reach the planet's surface, and that's all he needs to hear. So yeah, Cassian sets course straight there, because for all the missions, for all the losses he goes through, this group on Mina Route, to him, that's family. And right now, that family's under threat. You see, the Empire's there performing inspections for the first time in over a decade, and none of the Ferrix lot have the visas to be working. Now, we're not at a breaking point yet, but it's right there on the horizon. One wrong move, one desperate decision, and everything these characters have tried to protect could come crashing down.
We could get pinned down here.
We gotta move.
So yeah, right now Luthen's playing a dangerous game. He's building a rebellion in the shadows, manipulating alliances, planting eyes everywhere, but here's what's chilling. While he's out there chasing ships, codes and covert operatives, something massive is brewing just below the surface, and he doesn't yet know it. The meeting with Krennic and Dedra reveals that the Empire's planning something huge on Gorman, and the strategy, it's not just military, it's psychological. They're gonna bait a rebellion, frame it, crush it, and then sell it to the galaxy's peacekeeping. And Luthen, he's not in that room. He's not aware of how far they're willing to go with this. So what happens when he does find out? Because this isn't like Ferrix, where he pulled strings from the sidelines. Gorman, as we know, will be a massacre, and if Luthen's whole philosophy is making people suffer right now for a brighter future, then this could be the moment that breaks him or transforms him into someone even darker. So the question is, when Gorman explodes, will it ignite the rebellion or consume its most important pieces, and let's be honest here, before they're ready to lose him? Anyways, Cassian finally makes it back to Mina Route, but it's too late. The Empire's already there, the inspections have started, and the noose is very much tightening. One officer in particular, a real creep, starts taking an interest in Bix.
No sign of your husband?
He corners her, questions her, pressures her. It's a dark, disturbing moment. One that's incredibly disturbing to watch, but also crucial. Because it reminds us, this isn't just about politics or ships or stolen prototypes, it's about people. The lives the Empire ruins, the fear it creates, and the trauma it leaves behind. And while Bix does manage to fight back hard, it doesn't stop the fallout, because when that Imperial stumbles out and dies, it draws attention. Now the Empire knows something's gone down and they're closing in. Now, Cassian knows exactly what that means from above. He's not landing into a rescue, he's flying into a war zone. And he's not the only one. Back on Coruscant, Mon's slipping fast. Her daughter's wedding is moments away, and she gives Leader one last chance to walk away, but Leader refuses.
I wish you were drunk.
It's brutal, and it's clear. Mon's sacrifices aren't just political, they're personal, and they're tearing her family apart. Meanwhile, Tay's betrayal is now fully in motion, and he's crossed the line, and he doesn't realise what's about to happen. But Val does after seeing him get into a vehicle with Cinta, and that's it. Luthen knows Tay's not making it out of this one, because for Luthen, silence is survival, and just as everything seems like it's spiralling, boom, Cassian shows up in the TIE Avenger and wipes out the Imperial transport, but it's too late to save everyone. Brasso dies in the chaos. which is a hard one to stomach, let's be honest. Another friend, another family member lost, and you can see it in Cassian's face. It isn't just a failed rescue, it's another scar he'll be carrying, so yeah, he makes it off-world with Bix and Will leaving B2 with the locals, but all eyes are now firmly fixed on the Empire and what they're planning with Gorman. And now that we've seen how everything's spiraling, Brasso's dead, Tay's probably going to be confirmed dead next week, and Mon's on the verge of unraveling, we need to step back and ask, what's the Empire really doing here? Because that meeting with Krennic wasn't just a logistics briefing, it was a demonstration of control. The Empire doesn't just want to win, they want to look justified while they do it. And Gorman is looking like the prototype for that strategy. They're not planning to steamroll the planet, not openly at least. They're planning an uprising just so they can get enough rebels together to fight back, so they can strike them hard, and the whole galaxy will witness it. And now call it justice, which I think raises a terrifying thought. If this works, if Krennic and Dedra pull this off, it's not just Gorman that's in danger, it's the entire foundation of resistance. Because if they can make a galaxy cheer for oppression in any form, what happens when the Death Star finally appears? You see, Gorman isn't just a battle, it's shaping up to be the dress rehearsal for full galactic submission. And unless someone like Luthen or Mon intervenes soon, then the Empire's not going to need to hide their face anymore. So, with the first 3 episodes behind us, Andor Season 2 wasted no time in raising the stakes and stripping away any sense of safety. Cassian's out of his depth, but refusing to give up. Bix is still carrying the scars of what the Empire did to her, and she's now gained a few new ones. And Mon, she's watching the world collapse piece by piece, family, friendships, and the very foundation of her own rebellion. We've already seen 1 major character death in Brasso, possibly 2 if Taze is confirmed next week, and Gorman, well, Gorman is starting to look like the spark that could burn everything down, whether it becomes the moment the rebellion truly rises or the event that pushes Mon and Luthen into even darker decisions is still uncertain, but either way, it's coming and fast, and we know it's what brings Mon into the rebellion publicly, but we don't know the full extent of what it takes to get her there, but we will soon. And I have to say, there's a weight to the season that I wasn't fully prepared for. Season 1 was already dark, but this feels way more personal, more immediate, and way more brutal. The show's not just asking us what it means to fight for freedom, it's asking what we're willing to lose to win it, and for Cassian, the answer's becoming painfully clear. With every mission, every death, he's being carved into the rebel that will one day steal the Death Star plans, but to get there, he's going to have to lose a hell of a lot more. Honestly, if this is just the start, we're in for something special and something devastating at the same time. So, we've already lost Brasso, and let's be honest, this season's going to be littered with major character deaths, so who do you think's next? As always, drop your thoughts, theories and wilder speculations down in the comments below. Now, if you enjoyed this video but you can't quite remember all the details on Season 1, be sure to check out our recap video now up on the channel. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. Thanks for watching, I'll see you in the next one, and may the Force be with you.